Who's in and who's out of the Trump Veep stakes? The answer might surprise you, or more likely just cause you to lose whatever remaining faith in humanity you have, because we have updates. This comes from Donald Trump talking to a reporter outside of his Bronx rally. He was asked by Tara Rosenblum, share with me your top 3 candidates for your running mate, to which he said, well, we have so many. I don't want to do that, but we have so many. You can take people like Ben Carson. You can take people like Marco Rubio, JD Vance. Elise is doing a fantastic job. I could go on for a very long time, but I'm not going to. So look, a lot of those names have appeared on the list before. What is more interesting is the names that are not on the list. Now, these are the first few I'm gonna say are not the most surprising. I'm just gonna say it because I like, in case they're watching, reminding them that after all they did for Trump, they're not on the list. Marjorie Greene, no. Carrie Lake, get the hell out of here. It's not gonna happen. More importantly, while Ben Carson was on the list and some of the other senators that he's talked about before, no Byron Donalds, and more importantly, no Tim Scott. And interestingly, Tim Scott has been in the news recently. You might have seen this. He has an ad to raise money for Donald Trump, to help save Donald Trump, get him elected. But there was a bit of a problem with it. When you went to actually donate, you weren't necessarily giving to what you thought you were. So he tweeted, it's Tim Scott, which, yeah, it's your Twitter account and there's a video of you. We know it's you, Tim. Anyway, he says, can you chip in $5, $10, or $25 to President Trump's campaign before his critical end of month fundraising deadline? Thank you. But as I alluded to, when you go and do that, there's an automatic split that happens that gives Donald Trump 5% of what you give and gives Tim Scott 95%. Now, you could change that, obviously. You give 100% to Tim Scott, you give 100% to Donald Trump if you want. But notably, he could have easily put a link to Trump's fundraising there. He didn't. He did the one that benefits him almost entirely. Now look, obviously he needs money. He wants to be considered a credible candidate. He wants to be considered a good fundraiser. So I get strategically why you might want to do that. But if I was Donald Trump and I saw that, I'd think, oh, you're using me to raise money, 95% of which goes to you? That would peeve me a little bit, Brett. What do you think?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's so hilarious. I love every story about when you actually look at what happens when you donate, they're fleecing you. All of it. Donald Trump famously had an auto renew option that was like microscopic at the bottom of the original donation page that he had. And it was revealed that people who would make a one-time donation actually were signing up for a many time donation. Yep. And they just didn't know it until the next week, month, year, who knows? I think this is great. I think Tim Scott is just doing what every politician in the Republican Party is doing, using the popularity of Donald Trump among Republicans to benefit themselves. And if they don't use Donald Trump right, they are committing political suicide.
Can I ask you a question? Like, so what's good for the Tim Scott? Hi, it's Tim Scott. Would it be good for, I guess, the gander in this case? Should I just tweet out like, help Donald Trump, save MAGA, third world, something. And then it just takes you to like my Patreon or something, it signs you up. Like,
as long as you gave like $1 to Donald for every one, then you're not really not helping Donald.
Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.